Welcome back, everybody. Matt here, back again with another collection video. Today we're going to be taking a look at most, if not all, of the live records that I happen to have in my collection at this moment. So we're going to start things off with AC/DC, If You Want Blood, You Got It. Very cool live record here, with Angus getting killed by his own guitar. Really like this record. It's got a lot of high energy, obviously featuring Bon Scott. This one was recorded live during their 78 World Tour. So very cool about that. Moving on, we have The Band with The Last Waltz, one of the most famous rock and roll movies ever made. Definitely one of the most important, directed by Martin Scorsese, about the band. And yeah, I mean, that is a list of people. Paul Butterfield, Eric Clapton, Neil Diamond, Bob Dylan, Emmylou Harris, Ronnie Hawkins, Dr. John, Joni Mitchell, Van Morrison, The Staples, Ringo Starr, Muddy Waters, Ronnie Wood, and Neil Young. I don't know why I said Ronnie Wood so weird, but yeah, this is a great record. Love this one. I'd fight a one-armed go-go dancer to get it. Here is my concert for Bangladesh. The box for it was actually pretty much well destroyed, so I just keep it in this nice... this is actually a double plastic lining, but this is one of my favorite live concert records. Probably one of my favorite things that George did with his solo career. So very cool on that. Belafonte at Carnegie Hall. I am a huge Harry Belafonte fan, but unfortunately this record, I'm going to have to actually get it replaced, which shouldn't be too much. I always see this in the bargain bins, but it's actually scratched. So, but from what I heard of the non-scratchy parts, this was actually pretty good. So yeah, I love Belafonte, and I actually have another one of his here. This one, there was an antique store down in Parkville, here near Kansas City, and this was actually out front, and it just said, take a record, and I was like, oh, I like Belafonte, so yeah, still haven't listened to this one yet, but if I know Belafonte, it's good. Moving on here to Black Sabbath Live Evil. Very cool record. I love this cover with all the illustrations of all the Sabbath songs, War Pigs, Neon Knights, Children of the Sea, End of the Grave there. Very cool. Figure in Black, Heaven and Hell, or Heaven and Hell right there. Paranoid. Very cool. This is a great record featuring Ronnie James Dio, and I think I actually talked about this one. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at my videos. But this was recorded in San Antonio and Dallas shows, and the mixing on it is really, really good. But I really like that record. James Brown and His Famous Flames, live at the Apollo Theater, Volume 2, Part 1. I need to get the other volumes, but this is a great record. James Brown, absolutely electrifying, to say the least, as a performer. But this is a great record. This was put out by Rhino, and God bless Rhino. They put out so many cool records, both now and back in the day. So yeah, really like this one. Johnny Cash at San Quentin, another great famous record. Very cool cover there. This is a great find. I was so happy when I found this. But yeah, very, very cool to finally get a chance to hear this. Cheap Trick at Budokan, or Budokan, probably one of the most, outside of like Frampton Comes Alive, I can't really think of another live record that big of a hit as this one was. Maybe Live Bullet, which I don't have, but I really love, I'm a huge Cheap Trick fan. I've seen them live a couple times, and this is just one of the best live recordings ever produced from the 70s. This is such a good show and such a great album from a really, really good high-energy band. Love me some Cheap Trick. Joe Cocker, Mad Dogs and Englishmen, one of my dad's favorite records here, and one of mine. I really like this record too. Very cool with a fold-out kind of poster there. This is a fantastic record. Very talented man, Joe Cocker. See, how does this one go? This one is set up weird because the opening is actually up here. Alice Cooper, The Alice Cooper Show. Apparently this one was funded by the mob. I don't know. He didn't want to do it, I think, was the story behind it. He didn't want to put this out because he was recovering. He had just gotten out of rehab at this point, and I don't think he wanted to do it, but they did it anyway, and it's not that bad of a live record. I like this record. This is a great one, though. This is like the definitive Alice Cooper live record from Halloween. I guess not Halloween. It says Halloween on the side. At the Alexandria Palace, 29, 10, 11. Very cool record here. And the reason I say it's the definitive one is that it just has everything on it. It's such a good live record to have. No more Mr. Nice Guy. And I love that cover too. And you know when a live record starts off with a narration by Vincent Price, it's going to be good. Derek and the Dominoes, live in concert. Another great record that just kind of screams the 70s here. Another cool gatefold here. Yeah, that is cool. Very cool there. All right. Yeah, very cool. Clapton, Bobby Whitlock, Jim Gordon, and Carl Waddell. Very, very cool record by RSO, who I'm thinking of actually doing a video on. They're a pretty interesting company. Devo Live. This is kind of one... Not a lot of people have this. I don't know if it's rare or what, but Devo Live with the cool plastic packaging here. Always good to have some Devo in your collection. Bob Dylan, Real Live. Can't beat the man himself. And to go along with that, we have Bob Dylan and the band Before the Flood. This is what this is called, right? Yeah, Before the Flood. I'm always so nervous I'm going to, mispronounce or misname something. Imagine if I did that, and on a Beatles video. But I love these live albums. They have such great gatefolds with photos of the concerts themselves. This was one, when I got it from my parents, it only had one of the records with it. And then when I went back to get more records, I found the other one, and I was like, oh, thank God, because I really liked it. It was really good. One of my favorite bands right now, Ghost, with Tobias Forge. This is another one with a great gatefold. So cool. And this is a great live record, too. Such a great band. If you're not listening to Ghost, you need to be. This is another, definitive live album for them. If it only had Rats and Danse Macabre on it, but this was before that. This was recorded in San Francisco, and it's another amazing record by them. Jimi Hendrix in the West, another great one. This one has his cover of Sgt. Pepper, Johnny B. Good. This is a great live record. Red House and Little Wing, Voodoo Child. Another great record. This was one of the first live records I ever heard growing up, and I was just blown away by it. You know, it's so cool that we have these collections of great artists performing, because so many of them, they were just gone. And, thank God somebody hit the record button. Another one of my favorite records here, In the Plastique, Elton John, 11/17/70, or 17/11/70, for those of you folks that do the date like that. There we go. I keep it in the plastique because the record is actually falling apart. Well, the cover is, so I keep it in here so it doesn't fall out. But this is such a good record, and I've heard the full show. I like this because they whittle it down to really the best bits. One of my, I think I have I guess this is 3. I have 3 copies of Alive. I have a first pressing, a second pressing, and then I think maybe another second. But this is a great live Kiss record. All of the Kiss stuff, the notes on the inside. I think this is the one that has the... Nope, this is not the one. I have one that has the little booklet that came with it. But Kiss Alive, great record. I would almost say skip getting the first 3 Kiss albums. Just get this. Because they went back, made them good, and yeah, you're good to go. So, great record. And to go along with that, Kiss Alive 2. I have 2 of these. Is this the one with the dead roach on the inside? I have one that has a dead bug on the inside of it. I don't think this is it. This isn't it. This picture is very famous here. I'll back it up a little bit. So for this picture, what the band did was they shot off all their pyro all at the same time for this one photo. So people would look at this and go, wow, that's so cool. This is everything going off at the same time. But, that's Kiss. So there you go. And this is another great one, too. A lot of good songs on this, and this is when they were really at the top of their game. Oh, I looked forever to find this record, and I was so happy when I did. A friend of mine in high school gave me a copy of this, I think on tape. And I was just blown away by it. We were both big heavy metal fans. We both loved Ozzy and Randy Rhoads. He was very much a disciple of Randy Rhoads. He was a guitar player and was doing like everything he could to play like he did. I have no idea what happened to him. If you're out there, Scott, I hope you're doing okay and stuff. And I have the vinyl now. This is another one. I didn't care that the packaging itself was a little damaged. This is a fantastic example of the true genius of Randy Rhoads. This is so unbelievably good, and easily one of the best heavy metal live records you could ever find. If you're an Ozzy fan, if you're a Sabbath fan, if you're a music fan, period, you need to listen to this record. It is so good. Get your yayas out. The Stones in concerts. I actually have a pair of Stones here on live. I have, obviously, Get Your Yayas Out and Still Life, the American concert in 81. I don't know if this is the one where Keith Richards hit the guy with the guitar. But that's it. I'll see if I can find a link to the footage, but there's a concert that the Stones did where a fan rushes on stage and he's headed for Mick Jagger, and Keith Richards takes his guitar and just smashes it into the kid, and it's pretty rock and roll. The Stones, so unbelievably cool here, and they have put out so many good records and live material and stuff. It's just, you can never have too many Stones in your collection. My man, Leon Russell. I'm a big Leon Russell fan. I'm a big fan of all these guys, but Leon Russell is somebody I got into last year, and oh man, it's so cool. And this record, the way it folds out, the trifold thing with 3 records of absolutely incredible material, and I love the kind of comic book thing he did here, where it's actually this cover. So there you go. So you got comic book Leon, real Leon, comic book Leon, real Leon. So, but another great one where it's just you get 3 records of fantastic material from an amazing piano and songwriter and performer, and with this amazing band, Leon Russell. Pick him up. Santana and Buddy Miles. This is one of my dad's favorite records. Very cool live performance here. Look at that. Look how cool that is. Yeah, love me some Santana. The Village People, live and sleazy. I mean, come on. Everybody needs some Village People in their collection. This is what I have. There's the guys. So there you go. Anyway, but Village People, good performers, good artists. The Ventures on stage. This is cool. They recorded this in Japan, England, and the United States. Another great example of a very cool high energy band playing around the world. And the Ventures play the, it's right here, they actually put the address of where you could get the guitar. So that's just very cool for only $1. ZZ Top Fandango. This is a cool record because it doesn't have a whole lot of songs on the front side because it's the live record, but on the other side you've got some studio tracks, but this is so cool. I think this is the one that has the picture of everybody at the concert. Yeah, right there. ZZ Top's first annual Texas-size Rompin' Stompin' Barn Dance and Barbecue, Austin, summer of '74, with 80,000 friends. Oh, man, to be there, be so cool. This is neat. This is rock. This is... Oh, wait a minute. This actually isn't the live record. I'm sorry, I picked up the wrong one. I have a record that it's a lot of these bands, but they're performing live. I guess I grabbed the wrong one. Yeah, this is a good record, though. And then finally, we're going to end it with Woodstock, the ultimate live record. Go ahead and get this open here. Everybody needs this in their collection. Yeah, very cool. Ooh, it's like we're there, man. Actually, it kind of is like we're there. Somewhere out there is George Lucas, because he was there too. Obviously a lot of people were there, but I could just put the camera in here and it's like we're there. So anyway, those are the live records that I currently have in my collection. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see me talk about anything, leave your comment below, be it record related or not. Check out my other videos and help support this channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And I will see you guys next time.